I just got fucking permabanned.
575 to 478.
Go ahead, 575.
The streamers are live and currently exploiting request permission to issue a permanent ban.
You have a go 575. Enjoy.
Roger that, and thank you.
These cheaters have been punished by the men and women from Ricochet. All streamers are guilty until proven innocent.
Today, I'm going to show you the dark side of streaming, a side you'd never see without this channel. The streaming world is a closed circuit. Outsiders are not welcome. Unless you've been quietly vetted by other streamers, you're not getting in. And if they don't like you, they'll bully you until you break, and this happens constantly. There's one player the streamers really don't like, a Twitch gamer named Macka TV. He has a job, runs his own business, basically everything the streaming elite despise, and recently, he was permanently banned. And I know what you're thinking. Report the story, shame the cheater, right? Well, not exactly. Because here we don't just follow the headlines, we do our own research. And that's exactly what we do.
First, let's take a look at one of the clips being cited as evidence of cheating. And no, I'm not joking, they genuinely believe this proves it. So, let's watch. As you can see, the player is clearly struggling to locate the enemy. He manages to land only a few shots, and yet the streamers claim that the presence of these hit markers indicates cheating, specifically that he's somehow tracking the enemy unnaturally. But let's break it down. Right from the start, it's obvious he has no clear idea where the enemy is moving. He's aiming in the wrong direction. When he finally moves toward the target, he overshoots repeatedly, even while landing a few hits. And the shield icon appears with a noticeable delay, which you can clearly see here. That's the little blue thing here. Now you can clearly see him missing the target, yet the icon still remains, because this is what happens in Call of Duty, and anyone playing should understand this. Keep in mind, he's using the LC-10, which has an incredible time to kill, but he's just spraying. It's not tracking. Now, I'm not saying this definitely isn't cheating. But what I am saying is that this simply isn't enough to prove it. You cannot use this as evidence. You just can't. It's not fair. So I decided to test it. I selected the LC-10 and headed to the firing range. I took out the first dummy to demonstrate. It took just 11 bullets to take him out. Now here's where the problem lies, in the visual display. In the clip, he randomly sprays through the boxes and manages to land a decent number of hits. But while he's moving, he's not actually tracking the enemy. What you're seeing is something called hit registration delay. Moments later, he re-engages and lands the knock. But the delay makes it appear more connected than it really is. And I'm going to prove it again. I headed back to the firing range. This time, I fired at the target, then deliberately moved my aim away. And just as expected, the hit markers continued, along with the full shield break icons. The fact that streamers actually believe this kind of clip is proof of cheating, it honestly amazes me. Let's be clear, Ricochet didn't detect this player. He was permanently banned because a group of warzone streamers used their insider contact to push for it. And frankly, I'm getting sick of it. This matters, and it's important that you understand what's really going on. Now, it gets worse. The alleged cheater actually offered to undergo a full PC inspection. Now, while I'm not the biggest fan of these checks, they can be useful, not just for what's on the PC, but for what's been deleted. That's where the real evidence usually is. The inspection was carried out, and he came back completely clean. But when Hector was informed of this, his response was something else. I'll get to that in just a moment. There was a player who did stand up for this streamer, and the gatekeepers issued a warning. In other words, be careful who you support. We control the spots for the tournaments. Don't mess with us. Go against us, and you will be sorry. For those that don't know, that's this weedy-looking guy here. He is one of the generals that control streamer world. Everything goes through these people. Player never made any response to this, but he got the message. Now I'm going to run a clip that someone sent me showing someone called JD asking for the stream of the player they were trying to bully. I believe this is the contact that had this player permanently banned. Let's watch.
Gotta chill out.
What was his stream again if one of you can text it to me?
For what, Bobby?
Macca's.
Oh.
I need it for something.
In my opinion, needing this for something as he stated can only mean one thing. I am going to tell my contact to ban this player. And this is absolutely disgraceful. But who is JD? Well, that's this guy, the executive producer for Repulze Check. You can't even make this stuff up. Before we jump to the next section, I'd be super grateful if you can hit the like button on this video. It kind of helps YouTube push it out, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Here's where it gets interesting. Several larger streamers have absolutely torn this guy to shreds on social media, accusing him of cheating in the World Series of Warzone. They abused their power to have this guy banned and removed from the tournament. I'll get to that later. But for now, I want to show you something. The rules clearly state, participants shall not at any time make, post, publish, or communicate to any person or entity or in any public forum any false, defamatory, libelous, or slanderous remarks, comments, or statements concerning Activision, the administration, any of their respective representatives, the franchise, World Series of Warzone, the other squads, or their respective participants, or any other product or service of Activision. In addition, participants shall not encourage members of the public to engage in any activities that are prohibited by this Section 7.7b. This means that because these players have breached this rule, I am calling for them to be disqualified from the World Series of Warzone, effective immediately. The rules must apply to everyone, even the streamers. If we can't uphold the basic rules, what on earth is the point in having them? Streamers are continuing a bullying campaign against this individual. Repulze and even Artiswar, the developer of the audio cheat software, have accused his monitor cams of being fake. Despite this, Macka TV went on to debunk their outrageous claims live on stream. Here's the clip.
I've already moved my monitor, but I'm moving it again. Here we are, moving the monitor. Put my hand on the monitor. This is a 4K OLED monitor. I mean, it's the best monitor money can buy. Even when Artiswar said that it looked weird, I offered to let him come into my PC, even pay him to come into my PC and see if he can make a decision on whether he still felt that way or not, if my monitor cam was fake. He refused, declined, said sucks to suck, and GG, basically. Which I think is pretty shitty. You go on somebody's platform that has 3,000 viewers and say that something's fake, it would really make a lot of sense to have a little bit of info to back that up. And the people that are fans of these people, these streamers that are calling me out, I'm not going to be able to change their mind. It just is what it is.
Repulze even had the nerve to attack his debunk video by stating the following: I don't care about your PC check. You've had days to tamper with shit. It ain't gonna prove anything. Everyone saw live what your gameplay looked like with a real versus fake monitor cam. To which MacaTTV responded, the fact you claim my monitor cam was real yesterday is gold because it was the same monitor, just on a different cam. I don't want an apology, but Dog as Pleb went through both PCs and said he would have found any erased data. The streamers are making themselves look like absolute idiots by continuing this witch hunt against an innocent player. Here they are, literally sitting on a podcast with a permanently banned cheater talking about how Warzone is full of cheaters like they're some kind of moral authority. Repulze, who actually lives with a permabanned cheater, has somehow been handed all this power by Activision. He decides who gets banned and who doesn't, not the developers. How are these people allowed to ruin someone's career based on absolutely nothing? There's not a shred of evidence that MacaTTV was cheating, yet these self-appointed gatekeepers get to pull the strings and dictate who stays and who goes. It's honestly a joke, and exactly why nobody takes the competitive scene seriously anymore. What are we even talking about here? These morons are slowly filtering out anyone from the World Series of Warzone who kills streamers in-game. Why? Simple. To make room for their friends who couldn't even qualify. The entire scene is gatekept by these frauds. Look, whether you support Repulze or any of these cheating streamers, the fact that they're allowed to permanently ban anyone they want, based on zero evidence, should honestly terrify you.
People know that there's certain streamers that gatekeep, and like if you come out and kill a big streamer and they don't like you, then you're not going to be allowed to play. You know, if you're ever picked out of the spot as, you know, one of the guys that the streamers don't like, then you're fucked, man. There's just nothing that you can do. You're deemed a hacker by one of these people. GG's, man. There's nothing that you can do.
This is something we've proven time and time again. These streamers are gatekeeping the entire scene, and if you kill a streamer in-game, you're almost guaranteed to be banned. I've shown well over 500 clips of streamers taking pictures of Activision IDs, posting them in the Activision Discord, and then Raven stepping in to ban those players. That's not an opinion, it's a fact. If a high-profile streamer doesn't like you, your career is basically over. Something has to change. This guy needs to be unbanned immediately. Repulze should not be allowed to control the competitive scene for another moment, especially when he's literally living with a permanently banned streamer. It's insane.
I do find it funny how MacaTTV was banned just because Repulze and JD spoke to a contact at Activision who then manually banned him, solely based on their word and nothing else. Meanwhile, Adrian was rightfully banned by Ricochet, but that same contact, the one who banned MacaTTV, managed to get Adrian unbanned, even though Ricochet caught him fair and square.
So I urge everyone not to take the World Series of Warzone seriously. It's an event made purely for streamers. Call of Duty is banning anyone whose Activision ID gets reported by these streamers. And the finals will end up being the same group of streamers who get exposed every year on LAN. The whole thing is corrupt. So it appears that MacaTTV was banned within minutes after JD submitted his name, proving that PulseCheck has complete control over the World Series of Warzone. The entire thing is corrupt. Please, I am urging all of you, stop killing streamers. If you kill any of these streamers, you might end up facing a permanent ban yourself. This isn't a competitive scene, it's a popularity contest where the streamers and their friends make all the rules. No checks, nothing. Just bans handed out based entirely on what the streamers want. There's no due process, no investigation, just pure favoritism.
Account permanently banned.
Wait, really?
Yep.
You're joking.
No.
Oh, his shot.
Deadass.
Looks like those guys finally got me, man.
Honestly, I know this video might not change anything, but I just hope MacaTTV gets unbanned and receives a full apology from these absolute clowns. These unemployed bums, they have no business trying to dictate the potential career of a smaller streamer. Look, there needs to be a real investigation. Get these frauds out of the game. I mean, nobody even wants them here. They achieve nothing. All they do is line their own pockets with Activision's money. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like the video if you support what we're doing here. And as always, thank you for watching, and God bless.